Love-inspired trade and HarlequinAudio present Things We Keep Hidden by Lynn. Performed by Tanya Eby. To Jen, Holly, and Kelly, happy 25 years to us. Chapter 1. Isley Stanton would make this weekend a success. Somehow, because she and the charity started in honor of their high school friend needed a win. There had to be a light at the end of the stressful, depressing tunnel she'd been cowering in. At least, that's what she kept telling herself as she wiped down the outdoor furniture of her Breckenridge, Colorado vacation home in preparation for the arrival of her childhood girlfriends and their husbands. -1. Always -1. Isley, her husband, Trevor, and their son, Aiden, had skied and snowboarded in Breckenridge during Aiden's growing-up years, and she and Trevor had long dreamed of having their own place, finally purchasing this house 6 months ago, right before Aiden's world, and subsequently theirs, had come to a screeching halt. Speaking of their son, it would be nice if their recently turned 19-year-old would simply answer Isley's email to confirm he was A, alive, and B, didn't hate them. But it had been a week since she'd had a response from him. Isley had been aware of the rehabilitation center rules from the start. Patients were their priority. Communicating with family members, significant others, and friends was not. At the time they'd been hurriedly hunting for the right rehab, Isley had thought the rules sounded good, progressive even, Team Aiden. She'd believed the sole focus on assisting his rehabilitation seemed like just what her son needed, but she'd also been desperate to redirect Aiden's trajectory from serving time to treatment and recovery. Now, she just wanted her son to answer an email. It was reminiscent of his high school years, when he'd only respond to her text if it suited his needs. Isley gave the striped all-weather pillow an interior decorator chop and stationed it in the corner of the outdoor L sofa. "Anyone home?" a female voice called, and Isley spun from her spot on the deck, peering through the wall of glass doors that she'd slid open to embrace the gorgeous 70-degree afternoon. She let out a squeal and jogged into the house, meeting Payton Collins and her husband Liam by the kitchen island. She'd left the front door unlocked, knowing they'd be arriving soon. Despite the fleeting moment of tension that had erupted between the women during their last friendcation weekend, Isley's spirit sagged with relief at the sight and presence of her friend. They'd trudged through the depths of grief and despair together, and with the events that had been going on in Isley's life over the past months, she could use someone as steady, as permanent a fixture in her world as Payton. The embrace lasted long enough to combat a small slice of the 2 years since they'd last seen each other. Their biennial friendcations had started after college as a way to not lose contact when time and space separated them. The vacation weekends had also been inspired by their friendship with Cecilia Finch. Cece had been their fourth throughout their high school years, and in so many ways, even with her late addition to their friend group, their ringleader. After her death, they'd been bonded in ways that no one outside of the three of them understood, and they'd vowed after that loss not to grow apart. Isley stepped back from the embrace and greeted Payton's husband, Liam, with a hug. "Thanks for having us," Liam said warmly. "Of course. Clara and Hank should be here any minute, too." Clara and her husband ran Hank's family farm in Vail, Veil, Colorado, where the women had grown up. Vail was a flat farming community in eastern Colorado, not to be confused with Vail, Vail, Colorado, which was a high-end ski resort town. A clarification they had to make whenever they were asked where they were from. Even though Isley and Clara only lived a couple hours apart due to their busy schedules, the planned long weekend every other year was typically the only time they saw each other in person. Isley's friends didn't know about Aiden's stint in rehab yet, but when she'd considered relaying that information over text or phone call, her brain had just refused, almost as if saying the words out loud would make the situation more painful. She would find a way to tell them
Sample complete. Ready to continue?